missed you all so much, and I'm back with your general tarot reading for this time frame, and of course, any other time that you're guided to watch, as the intention of my messages is always to be timeless. This reading is for all Libra placements, but if for some reason this reading doesn't resonate for you, please don't forget to check out your other placements. And also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything will resonate, so please only take what does and leave what doesn't. And if you ever want to get a reading with me, all of my information is in the description box below. You can book a reading straight through my Etsy shop. But without further ado, let's get started on your reading. So first, I wanted to start by pulling an oracle card from the Sufi wisdom to see where your energy is currently at. Okay, we have imagination. Draw from the well of your own capabilities. And I believe this card also came out for Aries. So we have Aries in your chart. Definitely check out that reading as well. And then bottom of the deck is ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms. Okay, so it does feel with this trauma and imagination, like maybe your imagination was blocked because of a trauma, and I feel like you are transforming that, you're releasing that, you're letting it go, because it is in the background energy. And as you work through this trauma, as you get through the light at the end of the tunnel, you're able to tap more into your imagination. And this energy always gives me like inner child energy, because it's the imagination, right? It's like sometimes we forget that it's there because we live in such a logical based society. But I do feel like there's a part of you here that's being called to go into your inner world, your imaginative world. You have a lot to draw from there. There's like so much rich imagination there. And I feel like as you heal through this trauma, you're able to tap into it more. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what else we're going to get in regards to that. So I'm going to start by pulling what's at your center, what's crossing you, what's crowning you, what's rooting you, your recent past, and what you need to know. So you have the moon at your center. I think Gemini also had that. So definitely check out Gemini's reading if you have Gemini in your chart as well, with the Two of Cups. Yeah. Gemini also had the Two of Cups, so yeah, you could have Gemini and Libra in your chart. All right, so we have the Fool for the crowning energy. Rooting this is the Queen of Swords. Recent past is the Six of Cups. There's that inner child energy again. And what you need to know is the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the King of Coins. Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of similar cards to Gemini. They also had King of Coins. But yeah, with the King of Coins that I feel here, it's like you've definitely been living in a more like practical based mindset. Again, I feel that through this trauma you had no other choice but to do that. However, it's a very grounding energy. I'm being very drawn to like the roots here. So I do feel that you managed to ground yourself. You managed to like not allow this trauma to get to you anymore because you've transformed it. I feel that you could have been working on yourself, receiving the care that you need, not really falling into like victim mentality anymore. But I do feel like with the King of Coins here and the imagination energy, it's like, okay, you've done the grounding, you've been practical, you've made those rational decisions. It's time now to be a little bit more imaginative and not be so what's the word I'm looking for? Not be so like mundane about things. Okay, excuse me, I had a cough attack while I was talking, so you guys may have some like throat chakra issues or something of that nature. But what I was saying was with this King of Pentacles, I feel like you've been focusing more on your stability, more about the mundane aspects of life, like career driven, focused on that, and that's all great. But with this imagination, I do feel like you're being called to tap more into that imaginative energy, as I was saying. Okay, so let's begin here. So at your center, we have the moon. So again, I do feel like you are an imaginative person. You have this deep well of creative thoughts. Like you have such an inner rich world, and I feel that through this trauma, like as your defense mechanism, you could have tapped more into this King of Coins energy of kind of shoving all that away because you just felt like it wasn't the time to tap into that. But now is definitely the time. And with this Two of Cups crossing that, it could be that you're being influenced by a relationship. It could be that someone else is very similar to you who is also imaginative and has that inner rich world. And I do feel like you guys are going to be bonding over that. But something about this connection is kind of scary to you, is a bit frightening to you, which is the same energy that I was picking up for Gemini. And again, very similar cards. But it feels like this connection could be too good to be true because you're coming out of a traumatic experience where this person in the past may have hurt you badly, or just your upbringing could have been very dark, that it makes it hard for you to trust in any kind of relationship. Whether this is romantic or not, it doesn't matter. I just feel like in general, you find it hard to trust people. So again, with this King of Coins, it's like making very logical decisions, very practical decisions, but now you're being asked to follow your heart and follow that inner guidance. And it's a little bit scary. It's like unfamiliar territory. Okay, and then crowning this, we have the Fool. So I do feel like there's this deep part of you that wants to just take a leap of faith and just, you know, follow your heart and do things differently, right? This is giving me like mermaid, not mermaid, the Little Mermaid energy. With the castle over here, she's like longing to go with Prince Eric, you know? So I feel like there's a part of you that just wants to be with this connection, this person, but it scares you. Maybe you feel like you'd be a fish out of water, or you're too different, but at the same time, you want to take that leap of faith and do something different. And then we have the Queen of Swords in your rooting energy. So regardless of the decisions that you make, whether you feel like you're being led and guided by your heart and you're scared of getting heartbroken over that, at the end of the day, with the Queen of Swords here, you're very smart in your decisions. You're not going to get hurt, you know, because you have these boundaries. You know what you want, and you're going to be very clear and concise in your communication about what it is that you want. And whoever this romantic person is going to respect that. I feel that with the Queen of Swords, you've been through those challenging times, that you now know what you want. You know how to lay down the law and get what you want, regardless of romantic connections, just in life in general. Like, you will not be pushed around anymore. You gained your power through these challenging, traumatic events. And then recent past is the Six of Cups. So again, like that inner rich world, the imagination, the inner child here. I feel like this is definitely your inner child coming through here. And you, this person may have this like familiar, like I've known you before kind of energy. There could be a past life connection. But this also feels like memories. It's like getting back to the basics, getting back to what you once loved as a child, and doing that, you know, not ignoring that part of yourself. Because again, if something did happen in the past with this trauma energy, like you're like a childhood trauma, I feel like you're being asked to go back to that part of yourself where you may have repressed certain dreams and desires of the inner child, and that's wanting to come to the surface now. And then what you need to know is the Five of Swords. So with the Five of Swords, I feel that, you know, like I said, you have been hurt in the past. You have been betrayed and manipulated and just dealing with people who were very selfish. And I feel like you know better now. You know, like with this Queen of Swords, like you know how to stand your ground. You will not be pushed around anymore. And when it comes to this connection, I don't know if you're maybe pushing this person away because you're scared of getting hurt. But I do feel like if you like subconsciously push them away, they do get hurt by it. So just keep that in mind if that is resonating for you, because they do care for you. But it seems like you're being very cutthroat with them, again, because you're scared to get hurt. So completely understandable, but just keep that in mind that you're also capable of hurting this person if you're not completely honest with them. Okay, so let's get a little bit deeper. Okay, yeah, we have the Moon clarified by the Tower. So yeah, some very shocking events, catastrophic events. Two of Cups for the, sorry, King of Cups for the Two of Cups. Nine of Swords, yeah, Gemini also have that in that same position. The Sun, okay. Six of Cups clarified by the King of Swords. And what you need to know, death. Bottom of the deck is that Empress. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like through all these moments of turmoil, this trauma, you have realized that you are the Empress. You have this rich inner world, like I was saying, but not just that. You have this like confidence about yourself, like you know your worth. You learned a lot about yourself through this traumatic event, through these betrayals of the past, through this tower moment also. It's like you're learning who you are, and had you not gone through these events, as negative as they may have been, you wouldn't have really found who you were as a person. You wouldn't have gotten to this level of the Empress. So again, like I'm saying, have patience with yourself as you open yourself up emotionally again, and and not be so hard on yourself, because I do feel that. I feel like you're quite hard on yourself with this Nine of Swords over here, the Tower, and the Moon. But let me clarify this Tower over here, because we have two major arcana there, so pretty significant energy. The Three of Wands with the Queen of Wands. Wow, I feel like you escaped from a relationship. I don't know why this energy of the Three of Wands is like she's escaping. She's wanting more. You could have escaped an abusive relationship of some kind and you got away. And now you're learning from all that. You're like in deep thought about all that, in reflection about what you learned through this Tower moment. But I feel like this Three of Wands isn't really answering the question about the Tower. So let me see what else we get. The Queen of Cups. Ten of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay. Nine of Wands. Yeah, there again, that trauma is pretty heavy. Okay, where were we? I had to put all these because it just felt very foggy. I feel like you were once the Queen of Cups here. Like you were once this very soft natured, very emotionally open, emotionally available person. And then it feels like someone of a Queen of Wands came into your life and just kind of shifted everything, and you had to escape from that. In the Ten of Wands, it was something that was very heavy on your heart. You're still healing from that. It still feels like a burden in your life in some way. But it also transformed you again into the person that you are now with that Empress energy. It's like you had to go through this. But you got away. Like I just felt like you escaped with this Three of Wands, just the way she looks. And this Tower was necessary, of course, right? All Tower moments are. I feel like this is a story that happened to you. Like this is the trauma that may have happened. And this may be a conversation that you're going to have with this connection that's in your life now, with this romantic connection for some of you, whether that's platonic or romantic, doesn't matter, but it definitely feels romantic for a lot. And I feel like this is some conversation that you need to have with them in regards to you kind of pushing people away sometimes, or just not being emotionally open in the ways that you'd like to be, because you're still healing from this. It's still very heavy on your heart. Okay, and then we have the, and the Nine of Wands, right? Which is always that energy of, it's like the worst of the worst. You like went through the karmic trenches, but you made it out alive. You got out is what I'm getting with that. Yeah, because with the Two of Cups and the King of Cups, it's like this person wants to open up emotionally to you, and so do you, but there's a blockage here because, again, it's still very fresh. Or it might not even be fresh, but it still affects you. It's still energetically a part of you, and you're still working through it. Like it was heavy with that Ten of Wands. So, like I said, it's something that you have to explain to this person, because if you don't explain it to them, they will never understand. But I do feel that this person's going to be very receptive to what you share with them. Whatever you're willing to share with them, they will be very much open arms and open ears, and they won't judge you for any of it. They want to be there for you. And I feel with this King of Cups, this is you also wanting to open your heart. This is you wanting to put yourself out there for this connection because you know that it's real. It feels real. So why push it away? But you're still very much in contemplation if you should open it. It's just like scary. There's a hesitation there of this connection of opening your heart. And then we have the Nine of Swords with the Fool. Yeah, like I said, you're ready to take this leap of faith, but sometimes like the negative thoughts get in your head and you start to like scrutinize yourself. You start to go backwards. You want nothing more than to be a fool and just take this leap of faith, take that risk. But with the Nine of Swords, you like talk yourself out of it. You're like, no, don't do that. We're going to get hurt. What if that happens again? Let's just stay in our comfort zone and long from afar because I'm not ready to put my heart on the line just yet. So as much as you want to be this fool and go for it, there are still definitely those fears and anxieties that stop you, which again, with everything that I pulled here, it makes sense. Okay, and then rooting this, we have the Sun with the Queen of Swords. So again, I feel like if you're, the more authentic you are, the more this person is going to see that you're the real deal. And I feel that with this Queen of Swords, because if you're scared that maybe you're being too intimidating, maybe you're being too harsh, at the same time, if that's how you feel, if that's you being authentic, then that's fine because that person's going to see that. They're not going to feel that you're pushing yourself to be someone that you're not, or like force yourself to open your heart when you're not ready. So at the end of the day, with this Queen of Swords energy, that's working for you right now. Okay, with the Sun, I feel like you know that this is your truth right now, to be in this Queen of Swords energy, and you're not going to lie to yourself and act like you're not 100% healed because you're still a work in progress. But I feel like you've gained your power and you know who you are, and you're very confident in that. Yes, you're still working through some emotional issues, but at the end of the day, you know that you can stand tall and proud with your decision making, and no one can take that from you. And at the end of the day, you are happy with how far you've come. You're happy that you've made it to this Queen of Swords level because maybe in the past you didn't feel that way at all. You felt like you were very much a victim. But now with the Queen of Swords, you know that you cannot be messed around with. You know that if someone were to come at you sideways, you know exactly what to do, how to stand up for yourself. You're shining in your light right now. And you've gained the power after having been in the dark for so long. You're no longer in the dark. And your recent past, we have the Six of Cups with the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel that with this King of Swords, I feel like you kind of repressed those childhood dreams, that like childlike wonder, the innocence, the imagination, you know, and that's why this imagination energy is coming through, because you do have a lot of swords here. You have the King and the Queen of Swords now. So it's almost like you didn't allow yourself to be a child. Maybe you had to grow up really quickly, and that's like a trauma that you're working through, that you had to grow up, and maybe you didn't even have a childhood. So I feel like now what you're trying to do is like retrace your steps and do the things that you never got to do as a child. Even as an adult, I think that's so important for inner child healing. And I think that's what you're doing here with the Six of Cups. You know, maybe even spending time with siblings if you had siblings growing up, or just kind of giving back to the community, or, you know, volunteering, or feeling passionate about like communities or outreach programs that help kids who went through similar traumas as you. Okay, but I feel that it's definitely time to bring down that guard with this King of Swords and not be so angry of your past, because I also feel that you were angry of your past. You had a lot of resentment to your past. And I feel like that's what you're ending, that's what you're healing from, to no longer carry that resentment anymore, so that you could fully enjoy your life moving forward. And then what you need to know is death with the Five of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely a transformation that is still going to be required of you. And I feel like that's going to be like an ego death with the Five of Swords here. Okay, especially if you are kind of pushing someone away or, you know, kind of being ruthless to someone sometimes when you don't mean to. I feel like that's still going to be transformed within you because I see you standing in your power very much so, but I feel that you're very much in your mind a lot. You have so many swords in your energy. So there's going to be a transformation that's going to occur within you so you could be in more of an emotional space. Okay, so let me clarify this death card. Ten of Coins, Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Coins. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, it could be like family trauma, upbringing, and, you know, maybe you didn't have the kind of family that was very welcoming. Like your family could have been pretty dismissive of your feelings, and that's why you're dismissive of your own feelings now. Maybe you didn't have that emotional space, you know, that safe space growing up, and I feel like that's what you're transforming. You're having to let go of all of that, all that pain, resentment that you may have towards family because of the way you grew up, because of the ways that they didn't give you that space to be emotional. I feel like you're letting that all go so that your generations to come, you know, or just like simply not repeating the cycle is what I feel with that Ten of Coins. Like, you know, there's like mostly children here. So it's like giving yourself that space to create a welcoming environment for the future kids to come into your life. Of course, if that resonates for you, take it. If it doesn't, don't. But Three of Coins, there is work that is required still. Yeah, see, we have the Ten of Cups underneath that. So it's definitely about family upbringing, just like the status of family and you healing through those traumatic events and working through them and not letting them affect you anymore so that you can embrace loving relationships when they enter your life and so that you can embrace your emotions and not close yourself off and be in defense mode all the time. Because it feels like you're always in defense mode. And I feel that your message here is to finally release that so that you can tap more into that childlike innocence and be kinder to your inner child, because it feels like your inner child definitely wants to come out more. All right, Gemini, so that's what I have for you guys with the tarot. Let's go ahead and get into your oracles. And this is the Transformation Tree Oracle, and this was made locally here in Portland, so I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Okay, so you guys have go beyond present boundaries. Yeah, exactly. It's like you have these very strong boundaries and they're being kind of asked to bring it down a notch. You know, obviously we have to have boundaries, but I feel that sometimes we have to go against what we feel is always right. So this is large. Choosing large is a call to move into new territory. Go into what is quietly calling to you and urging you to look closer. While contemplating large, you may have visions. Go toward this experience, welcome it, and fill it out. Let the vision take form in your imagination and act upon it. This may be a full life shift or a slight movement into something that is interesting to you, but a bit uncomfortable. Breathe deeply and fill yourself with the energy of it. Let the new emerge and stay with it. It may feel daunting, but also exciting and right. There's always an opening. Look to the opening that you perceive now, either in your inner vision or external circumstances. See yourself standing in an open doorway with full light surrounding you. This is what is calling to you now. Move toward your edge and leap. Exactly, and I feel like that's what we were talking about with the Fool energy, right? It's like you're wanting to just go for it, but something kind of scares you, so you don't do it. So I feel like this is just more reassurance that it's time for you to go for that and create those changes. All right, so last message will be from the Lenormand deck. Okay, you got Tree, which Gemini also did. That is so funny. Yeah, I do feel like you have a strong connection to Gemini. All right, so, and then we have number 22 to go with the tree. So it says, I am here to stay and grow. I am the health of your body, mind, and soul. Look for the cards next to me to find out more about me. When negative cards are closed, pack some tissues for your nose. a sign of health and longevity and the imperative to put down one's roots to ensure a secure future. The card's presence could indicate a health condition that is inherited. Combine this card with the previous card of the house, and we have a tree house that speaks of security, but great family responsibility and possible ill health through stress. The tree here also depicts the tree of life, a spiritual symbol that has its roots in the most ancient civilizations, whether it be Babylonian, Egyptian, or Jewish images of the tree. It speaks here of antiquity and ancient roots. The card's meaning can also be seen in the rainbow, perhaps suggesting that true health is to be found in aligning ourselves between that which is above and that which is below. The harmony of the colors reflecting through the tree symbolizes the holistic nature of healing in life itself. And let's just take a quick glance at number 20. Park. Okay, that's a beautiful park. I hope that's still in frame. Yeah, okay. When you are going to a party, a concert, or a business meeting, I am sure to show up in your reading. You will find me in a reunion or a retreat, a riot, or a picnic. I like crowds and public events, so naturally I am good with all your networking intents. So what I feel with this tree and park, it's definitely time to get out in nature more, and you might meet someone worth meeting outside. All right, Libra, so that is what I have for you guys during this time. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell button so you receive notifications when I post again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in your next reading. Bye.